you should be an expert at this game, shouldn't you?
I have no idea what this game is about. It's about network devices, maybe, possibly, probably. Maybe. Fine.
I mean, this is like getting a physics major to play a game about physics, right? Because the game is about networking.
You'd think the game is about networking. I don't know. I don't think either of us know what this game is actually about.
Bro, it literally has a pun for the CCNA and the achievements.
Oh, this will be very easy. Okay, let's do this! Greetings from Offical Studios. Thanks for supporting our game. We are a small team of 2 people working on this project. This is the early access build of the game. There will be bugs and incomplete features that we are still actively developing the game. We'll be treating the early access as test beds and avenues for feedback. Check out our Discord and Gym community for that.
See, darling, no, it's very valuable that you're playing this game because you are literally the person being simulated.
How accurate is it? I don't know. Alright, fine. Probably some look for maybe switching goals would be easy. Okay, no. Devices randomly fail through their warning security, they expire touch, and that's occur. Devices have finite bandwidth and can't be overloaded. DNS mapping is global but are entirely handled by the player. Programs will automatically start when installed and the device is powering up. Oh, basic sysadmin? Okay, no, but I mean we can't play hard mode.
Fine, we should play hard mode. Let's do it, 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 let's do it. See how long you last. Can you read and or translate this into English before I click start for us?
In hard mode, power outages and surge events occur more frequently. Accessing devices will cost bandwidth. Okay, well that makes sense with real life. Programs do not automatically start when installed. Nope. Where when the device is powered up. Okay. Oh, duh. DNS mapping is local, which means DNS servers respond differently based on its configuration. All devices, including the debugger, require a network address assigned to the machine. Oh god, fuck. Okay. Let's just do basic standard, okay? Please. This basically means that we have to technically be doing real networking and already know how to play this game.
Yeah, okay. One run in standard and then we go hard mode. Yeah. Oh, darling, there's a multiplayer mode. We can play with Dosco. Darling, you could teach Dosco how to do networking.
You keep assuming I have specialized knowledge. I mean, I do have specialized knowledge in this particular area, but RPT allows automated route discovery between your outages. The route discovery protocol v1 proposal. Yep. That's what rip is. Fire over the wall and clear the boulder. Okay. Oh, fucking blades. I hate blades. I'll go back to turn on blade 5. The LED indicator on blade 5. Bugger, learn network scan commands. Okay, we know how to do this, but we'll just throw hits. Oh god, never mind. I don't know how the fuck. What the fuck?
Oh, darling, is this spring experience?
Giving me trauma. Oh god. Alright, 4-0. Wall jacks or D-marks. So yeah, these are D-marks. This is the network switch, and this network switch has a connection to the producer, which is the like D-mark or like the fiber connection or whatever it is. I think this is a regular Ethernet. This is a power supply, a UPS, I think. No, it's a debugger. SRV means fuck. Alright, anyway. Consumers into the network switch. Of course. Bottom left is for the alt. So list bug 36.49. What in the assembly is this command? Anyway. Ow!
Darling, aren't there terminals that use like using or use or stuff like that?
Not okay. Maybe in like Juniper, but in Cisco, no, you don't. Just, no, mostly use Cisco. Juniper is catching up. And Juniper is just Linux. This is like, oh, this was a real device. I think it would be closest to like Juniper. These two devices, we see. So from the debugger, we can see debugger Alice, which is itself. We can see the blade server, which is that little tiny thing there, and the SRV, which is this blue. Oh no, the blade is up here. This is a switch. Blade switch, edge switch goes from here to server. Server comes, they get internet from here, goes over here. Switch over to the server. Server has internet connectivity, and the switch delivers internet from the producer to the different end users. You'll see all four users. One of them is the producer, the other one is the users. Back to example, see the command.
Really, what's the difference between control pasting in a browser and control pasting into a command prompt?
Depends. Since Nutshell apparently appears to be like PowerShell or PuTTY, which is what I think it's trying to emulate, or what it feels like it's trying to emulate, like a jump host on the server itself or something. Somewhere there's a jump host or something. Or it's supposed to emulate like a computer, like a cyberdeck that has cyberdeck with a console cable into the switch. It gets internet through the switch. Well, no, because you need the console cable just for debugging, which that kind of makes sense. Whatever. I don't really. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think about it from like a real network admin.
Yes, Sterling, show us your 6 years of network experience.
Yeah, I never got to. I was in the data center for a year. Got it. Anyway. Figure out why our users are not satisfied. Quit exit Nutshell. Railpolitica.net, Railpolitica.net. So, if communication servers set up. Hold the server, the DNS server installed. $41. $51,574. Like pages 14673 or the rest. I can't reach the DNS server. Debugger and knock this. Oh, there you go. Trace completed. Now we're going to go to the DNS server. Okay, so we're going to ping the DMARC and see if we can get a address on the DMARC. We're able to see the producer. Fire connection between different floors. Network worms may spread with early warnings to your network and infect devices. These firewalls to filter out the traffic and contain the spread. Huh. Yeah, those are European plugs.
Oh, you don't use European plugs in your American data center? Normie.
Not a. Wonder how the towers and floors and the tower are connected. The riser enables a network connection between them. Here's a riser. complete riser link consists of 20 point B. Put the floor of point A to 0. Got one copper for okay, so it's all the different floors connected to one links to the other. Connect the boulder on floor 0 to the resident living on floor 1 by the riser link you just created. Connect the Ethernet cable from blade to outlet 5. Cable from outlet B to the blade 5. To activate the created link, click the activated link under view links. So this is about finances.
Yeah, Nelly, in networking, are there no budget for anything? Or requirements for everything?
Yes, everything is expensive. They will give you nothing. Day-night cycle. First day-night cycle. Current day-night cycle is simulated to be shorter than usual game. All steps of just no items will be market app. Moving to the following Blade 5, KB, Internet, Folder SRV, and a debugger. No capital for particular prices. Apply for a loan through the Fishy Loans app. Basic DNS. Actually, learn DNS mapping. Okay.
Probably I can't tell if you're going through these tutorials because they're easy or because you're already a network admin.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. And usually recommend to make sure you listen to there. Tester. Technical biz. Proper visitors, we know these servers. We need more proper visitors for the hosting services. They produce read text, post text with viz. So the DNS server and NetNet server can't talk to WireSync. Resolve is largely used to install DNS Lite.
Don, can you translate this?
Yes. So DNS is domain name resolution. So it's like, so if a web server has a website on it, an HTML page that it wants to serve to a user, it can post it to the internet or uplink it, and to access that web page remotely or over the network or over the internet, it needs a DNS server to produce domain name something. But basically, it's your www dot whatever, and it translates the IP address of the physical web instance on the server, a website address that a end user can type into www dot whatever the fuck. And when you put that in your browser, it connects to the server, gets the content from the server, loads it onto however the provider gets to it, or gets it up to the internet, to the user. In a local network like this, it's by a switch, but in other places it's posted other places. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Nerd!
Professional. Ow! entries for text, vel stop days. 70 units entries on the consumer's net message profile and survey app. This means they can access the DNS server. There's no valid mapping to the domain name. Producers like WireSync provide services under domain names. Each service must have a DNS lookup. It resolves to the address of WireSync without help for DNS clamping. Okay. Memory aggregation data unit. Supports 6 name storage. Protection is limited to compatible uses on the devices used spec. More access to a running tech program. Gaming. router config. Okay, now we got routers. We got switches and routers. Right. System is set up by adding a router for efficient networking. Game. Router performing route versus a specific link is unnecessary with this very network. Okay. .48 460. White cable which connects right into the switch. How we do add SRV via port 2 on the route. This is what provides exactly the DNS server behind the router is set a default route. Router port 1 is the default route since the DNS server is connected there. The default route acts as a fallback. Any traffic goes through the specific and automatically goes through. Default gateway via behind the router. Like DNS query, the diversified power to the server, the internet connection to the server, the translation. Okay. Open Rocket Store. Form is up in the stream list. On the domain. Right, talk to someone on it. Okay. Associate usage. Web server goes over IP. If you want, let's use it. Both logs have via switch, and then on the server, through the whole flow. Welcome, Power Admin. Control shows the actual game mode in this mode. Data Center 40 Debugger Alice. Server. And connect the server directly to the switch. The chopper visitors in their use stack in their domain.
Attention, please! In accordance with international law, it's It's my job to inform you that you are about to come under attack. Consider this your official
Thank
grown-up
you,
warning.
One Cortiago has brought 7 new
How
Chaos
are
culti,
you, Nico?
friends. Yeah,
Right now, we're
friends.
watching
We
Darling do
definitely
her
aren't a
normie
cult
work
of
job
Slanesh
in a
and will
video
totally
game.
not force you into being coded as
And she's
sleeper
actually pretty
agents
good
to
at
take
it.
over an underwater city for us.
Kiki,
Now,
I do
would
this
you
for a living.
kindly...
Literally. Also, how was your stream? Set up a link reservation for 041. Good one. So they have. Helios played. $100.
Very stressful. And it's funny that Darling agreed to actually let me make her play this game. Because it is basically how Darling does normie work. All day. But I told her, Darling isn't a way to show your opinion.
You don't want you to feel this pain. But basically, this is a server that has a bunch of programs on it that we use for DNS resolution. It plugs into the power, and it also plugs into it plugs directly into port 1 of the switchblade. Switchblade has power as well, and so does the router. Okay, now got 5 ports. The 5 port networking router. Start. Yeah. Come on. No. Wait longer.
How have you been, Oneko? Says Sterling went completely quiet, doing networking stuff.
I didn't. I'm not completely quiet. I'm just very quiet. Unsigned. Never got this. Unsigned. Unsigned. Launch the Secretariat at from 54 on the onboarding in this tower. VoIP phone connection stack. All VoIP phones to the game between PC and businesses. Why is the fucking cord not plugging in? It's fast enough, asshole. It's oh. Why do you keep falling out of the fucking... God damn it. Bitch. Pussy ass fucking European plugs. Why do you keep unplugging yourself, you fucking piece of shit? Ah! That's not fair. You son of a bitch. I was thwarted by the inability of these motherfuckers to plug in a fucking power cable.
Unlikely story, darling.
It's gonna be a pain in the arse, isn't it?
Darling, only if you let it be. Squish! Telling it's almost pumpkin time, by the way. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell.
Was it saved by the bell or saved by the fact that I didn't know what the fuck we were doing? I know we were supposed to set up VoIP and whatever, but the fucking it wouldn't let me plug anything in, which is irritating. Anyway, chat, sorry for the really short stream.
See, Caroline's also here just doing like dorking and stuff. You're like, no. Glowing, how did it feel traumatic to be working on network issues?
The team see that, and I also just got really quiet. So like, I don't know how immersive. I mean, it is pretty immersive actually. Now that I think about it, That is literally how networking works. You just start working on stuff and then getting really, 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 really quiet. And all you do is that for 5, 6 years.
See, chat, and if you don't want Darling to be traumatized, you should follow the Chaos Foundry. Chat, we need to help Darling get the hell out of normie work. Cause she's literally going, no, she's going crazy, she's having a seizure right now. Oh my god. Darling, don't start Kanye posting, okay? You know, but yeah, Darling, it is almost funkin' time.
You started to stream late. That might be why. Anyway, yeah, so that was a little bit of very little bit. A little bit of how our networking incorporated. Pretty cheap game on Steam if you guys want to check it out. It's made by 2 people and their fucking power adapters.
Darling, you ever run into that in real life? Cause chat, I'm not just joining right at the end of the stream. Darling is literally a network admin in real life. That's what we do at Normie Work, is networking.
Yes. There was one situation where, it wasn't that specific problem, but they were doing power maintenance on the entire facility, and the facility needed to be powered on. For some, no, okay. They were doing some kind of, like, power maintenance with the entire facility, and the, end users decided to take the UPS from the networking equipment and place it for their stuff. They didn't realize that taking the stuff that makes their stuff work, their internet work, would cause the internet to go down. So in a similar vein, having a fucking switch power supply that doesn't turn on the switch, and you need to power other devices with the switch power supply, removes the entire usefulness of the switch if you can't power the switch on because the switch power needs to be used for something else. I don't know. There's so many scenarios where that would work out. That would actually happen in real life. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
Chat, you can tell Darling gets really traumatized thinking about networking, cause she just starts staring off into the distance. Don't you, Darling? Darling? Darling, you okay? Darling?
I speak for the cables, and for some fucking reason, DNS is not resolved. No, you're joking, but it is literally that traumatizing. You know, just
Darling. Point-to-point fiber connection.
if you don't speak those fucking names. Ow! I got one for you, DS0. Got another one for you. Hub and spoke, Yuki. Hub and spoke. If you guys don't know what that means, chat, it means like, okay, so in a regular human, regular sensible network, it goes in like a bus or like a long, you like have a router, like you saw in the game. You have a router, you have a, what they call a DMARC. DMARC plugs into the router plugs into the switch, and the switch distributes the interconnection from the router, from the DMARC to the users. Usually through like what's called a floor port. And hub and spoke is different. Hub and spoke is all the end users are like in a ring. No, it's a token ring. You have like a token. You have a one bit of information shared between all the different hosts, and then like a main server in the middle. Hub and spoke. So the spokes are the end users. The hub is the hub, literally the hub of the network infrastructure. So everything plugs into the hub, and then it goes out to the spokes. And then a bus is the same specific thing, but instead of packet going like it is in a switch, where it goes, or a router, it goes dum, 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 dum.
See, chat, we should know you should have joined dying. We should have had like an hour and a half where you're just talking about networking.
Who the fuck would want to sit there? Ow, 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 ow. I mean, it's a very simple concept if you don't think about it too much. Literally, everything is just connections. It's just, it's like a pipe game. You think about point A goes to point B goes to point C distributes to D, E, and F, and G, and H, and I, J, K, L, and V. And then each individual endpoint as it goes from C to D, E, F, G, H, J, blah, 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 has to get encapsulated, and it has to have a mailing address to go from the switch, which is the postmaster, down to the end user devices, or no, down to the ports, and then the ports allow traffic to go from the switch to the end users. They mentioned that kind of, sort of, not really. The way, okay, so, the DNS name, well, yeah, how deep do you want to go in this? Because I know, you know that I'm an expert in this. Well, not expert. I've
You're a very experienced foot soldier. Literally.
I'm not gonna. Can we stop talking about kink and work? Ow, ow. Okay, anyway. But yeah. They mentioned it when you talk about port this, port that. So they talked about it actually kind of similarly in the game when they're talking about adding routes. So you can manually add a route, which is called a static route, from the router through the port to your device, and it has to have a specific address and a specific location. And then you have dynamic, which is where whatever is plugged into the switch it goes from the switch to the router. Whatever that path is, or whatever that end user is, it dynamically assigns an IP address, and it adds the search, what's called an ARP, from the device to the router, and it's just what's called a routing table. And the routing table is what we were doing in the game where we were adding routes. So in the olden days, you would have to manually add routes like that, but whenever a device is communicating and goes through the internet, or to the internet through the router, or through the switch, proper connection from the switch, proper duplex, proper speed, comes from the router to the switch, from the switch to the from the device to the switch, switch to router, router to endpoint. Endpoint comes back. Anyway, end user pings switch port up, good, get dynamically added to the ARPing table of the router. because that means that the router can see the switch with that port, and that port is configured without port security to the end user. End user acknowledges, get to the point. It's communication passes the switch. The switch teaches the router the route from the router, that port on that router, to where the end user is.
Can you translate that into dumb? Because I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The router is blind. The switch has a braille making machine. When someone tells the switch that can see and hear where they are, she turns over to the router and says, "Hey bitch, this is where they are," and hands them a list in braille of every individual in the area that it needs to get to.
Yeah. It's the switch builds a map for the blind router to find, like, the CVS.
Yes. Yeah. So if the router is blind and wants to go to the CVS pharmacy, the switch is like a saying I know that takes it from where it is to the CVS. And the packets will be the money going from the router to the switch to the device. Can we stop ranting about networking? Yeah, it's almost work time and I have to go back.
Oh, poor baby wants a rest.
No, I want to rest. I'm just tired. Chat, thank you guys for joining us for thank you guys for joining us for Tower Networking. If you guys want more networking or nerdy stuff, let Iki and I know, and we will add it and stream more nerd stuff. I mean, it's very interesting, but if you're bored, understandable.
Yeah, if you want telling me to do more computer stuff and like programming stuff and like all the stuff that they're letting me do Ostrom, like dorks and stuff like Jack, then let us know in the Discord or let us know on the community tab in YouTube or on Twitter or on Bisky.
Fuck. Or just send us a fucking pull request and GitHub. I don't know. Alright, Ika, I'm exhausted. Are you exhausted?
You know, I'm exasperated. Chat, I told Darling we should stream every day, but for once it wasn't her that told her and me not to stream last night. It was me, because I was like, oh, there's so much negative energy from work, from Nomi work, because it's been horrible. But I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to put a pair of headphones over Darling so she would stop crying, and it was really bad. But she's okay now. Right, Darling?
I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. No. Even the headphones, it was like a anxiety thing. I don't know what it did, but I mean, I felt really good afterwards. Anyway, yeah, so, what are we doing? Can't think straight.
Darling didn't think like a lesbian.
Patch. Okay, no, okay. Sorry. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, so, If you're on Kick and YouTube, please consider following us. If you're on Twitch, please also consider following us. EK and I will see you guys. Probably not Thursday night, but if we do see you Thursday night, it will be something a little bit more detailed than the 2 streams we've done this week.
Darling, are we finally gonna do some more hacking stuff?
It depends on Jack. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, if you're on Kick and YouTube, we're about to disappear. If you're on Twitch, we're gonna raid somebody. And, again, Oneko, thank you for raiding Yuki and I. We really appreciate it. And yeah, well, we may not do hacking. We might. We might do something more like VR chat or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Darling, I'm gonna assume you're too tired to know what you just agreed to. You sure you wanna do VR chat tomorrow?
How do I suddenly not feel safe?
Oh, you felt safe? How misguided. Yes, darling, let's totally play VR chat tomorrow. I'll be sure to prepare the morsels.
Oh god, oh god. Okay, alright, Kick, YouTube, we're seeing you. See you guys.